Going live. I know there's like a 10 to 15-second delay here. So this is probably going to be on YouTube, even though it's not live to me yet. Oh, I forgot to do my earbuds. There it is. Earbuds going in. Okay. Hello. This is Piano Tech Maggie, and I am trying to Zoom on YouTube. And there's a huge delay. It's like at least 10 seconds, if not longer. It's insane. So I have no idea if this is going to work. Well, hi, Dolly. Let me see here. There I am, chat. This is different. Oh, I forgot. I have to put the Zoom link. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the Zoom link in the comments. It won't let me put it in the description, or at least I haven't figured that out yet. So Zoom, let me put this in all caps. Zoom link. I am live. Link. There we go. That's for everybody else. You don't have to do that, Dolly, if you don't want to. Um, okay, I just have one person so far, so this will give me a minute to get used to this. For the video that's going to go on the my live playlist. This is Piano Tech Maggie. I do an oral tuning Q&A live stream every last Thursday of the month. I've been doing it at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. and uh, I'm going to change that. And I've only been doing it on YouTube where people can ask questions in the chat. And I may go back to that. If people don't want to do Zoom, I'm not going to go through the trouble because it's a lot of trouble. Um, and there's a huge delay. So I'm going to be changing the AM PM thing. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to keep doing it the last Thursday of every month. Let me go back to my Zoom so I don't see my delay. I'm going to do it the last Thursday of every month. And then on odd months, this is hard to do with a delay. On odd months, I'm going to do AM in the morning. And on even months, I'm going to do PM in the evening. So it'll just be once a month, the last Thursday of each month, instead of twice on that same day. So that's going to be the change. Let me go back over here. Okay, I got four watching. Say hi. I can still see the chat thread, but there's a big delay. It's huge. So I don't know if this is going to be worth it. If you'd like to join the Zoom, I put the link in the chat. I don't know how to get it into the description because, let's see. No, the when you join via Zoom, um, it doesn't let you do the description, which is annoying. Let me look a little bit here. So other than the huge delay, I can see questions. It just, there might be a delay in getting to them. So trying to fix my shirt. Um, so if anyone has any questions, you can post them in the chat. Please say hello. Say hi, because then I know you're there. I know there's people watching, but I don't know who you are. If anyone would like to identify themselves, they can. And if you would like to join the Zoom, the link is in the chat, and I can repost that if the chat feed goes up a little bit. If people don't want to do Zoom, I'm not going to do this. Dolly, I'm not on Zoom, but there is only a tiny delay for me if that helps to know. The delay right now is mostly me. So what I want to know is is that delay affecting me too much? Because I am going to be a little bit less enthused because I am focused on the delay. I'm dealing with it. And so it's going to change my personality. It's going to change my interaction. And I want to know if that's noticeable. Um, because it's weird. Uh, so anywho, so if anyone has a question, let me know. I might just start doing something. I had two requests. I had one about a temperament strip and one about, let's see, let me get back to Zoom here. One about a temperament strip and one about tuning outside the octave. I know I've answered questions about that before, but they wanted me to actually do it. So I thought about doing that this morning. Dolly, thank you. I did see that. Let me see how long the delay is. I'm gonna see how long the delay is. No one's asked a question yet, so well, never mind. I don't Here's my phone. I'm gonna see how long the delay is. Timer. No, I don't want a timer. I want a stopwatch. Reset. There we go. Okay. Let's see. How am I gonna do this? Oh, I'm gonna start it. Anything about temperament would be great. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna start it by touching my nose. And when I touch my nose on the screen, I will know how long the delay is. Oh, wow, it's long. Hold on. It's really long. I was thinking it was more than 10 seconds. 20 seconds. Yep. That's a 20-second delay. That's huge. I don't like this. All right. So let's do this. But you can hear me. Obviously, Dolly can hear me. So that's a big plus to know I can be heard. If anyone has a question, I can see the chat. Um, but let me do the Zoom link again. I'm going to put this on a copy and paste here. Zoom link. If anyone wants to join, you do not have to join, but I'm going to copy it. Then I can just paste it intermittently. So if anyone wants to join the Zoom, there it is. Let me get back to my Zoom, and I'm just going to do this for a minute. Let's see here. If I can. Oh, dirt, dirt, dirt. And I hurt my right shoulder, so I might have to stand up at some point. The other thing about Zoom is I've lost my camera in camera, so I can't have my face in the window while I do this. There's several things about Zoom I don't love. Oh, you know what? I bet I have to do original sound. Oh, that's one thing about Zoom. Is I bet the sound quality is going to be better. I'll know when I go back to play the chat. I'm looking at the chat. I don't see any new questions. So let me just go here for a minute. There is a temperament on this piano, but I don't know how good it is. I'm going to go through the sequence I used to tune this and then evaluate it, make corrections if I need to, and then tune down to C, because that's what someone asked me to do. So let me listen to my fifth here. I'm assuming F is correct. I didn't do an A. I should do an A. Okay, let me talk about that. So if I start from A, what I've started doing just recently is tuning this fifth down from A, which I don't love already. Oh no. That could be a little wider. So I would have brought D down a little more. Oh wow. But I didn't tune A all that much. I really did an F to F. So the sequence though would be here and then see if I end up with an octave that's close to 4 to 2. Let's test that because I didn't do this sequence. Oh, it's just a little bigger than 4 to 2. So that's nice. Somebody texted me. Let me see if it's someone from the chat. Link to meeting. Uh-oh. Hold on. Someone wants to join. Oh! Ray is joining. I'm so excited. Hold on, Ray. I'll be right there. It's in the YouTube chat. Find my live stream on my channel. Hopefully they can find it. I'm glad I left my sound on. Let me let Rhea in. There's Rhea. So you're muted at the moment, Rhea. Let me see if anyone asked a question. Luis! Hola, Luis! Estoy loco ahora. So Rhea, if you want to ask a question, you can unmute yourself. But if you want to just observe, you can do that from the Zoom. I'm glad you joined because this is an experiment. And I don't know how this is going to go. So, whoops, wait, I think I saw another chat. Peter, you made it. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you're here. So I'm going to put this in here again. Paste. Ooh, I like paste. That's the Zoom link. If you want to join Loca. Oh, gracias, Luis. Pero no sé qué. Wait, where's my Zoom? Oh, that's right. I'm on. Oh, God, the delay. It's a 20-second delay, Luis. 20 seconds. That's insane. So anyway, estoy loca porque soy una chica. Pero una chica. Did I say un? Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm just not, forget it. Okay, I'm a failure. So Peter, if you want to join the Zoom, you can, but you don't have to. This definitely changes things. I might be able to get used to this. But anyway, where was I? So I get an A to A octave, and then I move to... Okay, so I've tuned this D and this E. From this D, I can tune G. And then C, and then F. And if this ends up being about 7 beats a second, I know I've pretty much got it. Is my sound on? Yeah, my sound's still on. I'll check the feed in a minute. Let's listen to that a second. That's really close. It might be a hair slow, but I think that's on. No, that's good. Okay, so I've got this. Let me see where my fifth is. That's good. That's a good fifth. Oh, that's very nice. Okay, so I'm happy with that fifth still. Fourth. So once I'm on F, I got my fifth, fourth. Let's measure this fourth. Okay, that's fine. Now we're going to tune the upper F with this fifth and fourth. So fourth, barely okay. I might raise that F a little, but I don't know if I want to right now. Where am I? Oh no, nope, it's fine. Okay, so I have my fifth and fourths, my outer fifths and fourths in my octaves established. I've got D tuned, so that's what I need to get started. I need my fifths and fourths, outer fifths and fourths, and the sixth, which should be, this is 7 beats a second. This is 8 beats a second. Now I have some more tools. This, I'm going to tune this next. This should be close to this. This should be a little faster. So this has to be faster than this, which it is. And this should be a little slower than this. So this has to be in between those two, or equal to that. If you have a 6/3 octave, then these can be equal, because the inner third has to be equal to the outer sixth if it's a whole step up from the bottom. Those should be equal. So that I tune this to where it is faster than that. A flat to C gets tuned. I'm going to try to say the letters. A flat to C gets tuned faster than F to A, but slower than B flat D. Then the end result should be that this sixth is faster than this one. Barely. It is, but barely, which is about right. Just barely faster. And then the B flat D is faster than A flat C. A flat C is faster than F to A. But B flat D is equal to or slower than F to A flat. B flat D should be equal to A flat upper F. I don't say numbers when I tune this, which I should, like F3, A3, because it gets me confused. I get lazy, but I'm talking about intervals, and so I just say the letters, and if I need to do the upper F, I just say upper F. Everything else is within F3 to E4. Let me check my chat and see if anyone has said anything. Peter Gray, yeah, there's a huge delay, slow, unless that's you. Okay, back to Zoom. Anyway, so then let's see. What did I do? So I've got that established. Sometimes I'll tune C sharp. I didn't this time. I'll get it in the ballpark because the next thing I'm gonna tune. Let's see. I got G. I'm gonna check every other minor third. They should progress, and if they don't, it's a big red flag. So if they don't progress, it tells me all kinds of things. If this is faster than the others, I need to reevaluate how low my A flat is. Make sure this isn't too fast. I might need to bring it up, slow it down, but it still has to stay faster than B flat to D. If this one is too fast or too slow, it tells me about my fourths. If this is too slow, it means this fourth might be too wide, this fourth might be too wide, or my fifth might be too narrow. If this is too slow, and if this is too fast, then vice versa. If this is too slow, it means A might be flat, or my fifth might be too wide. This might be too slow, but this came out good this time, so that's nice. Then I'm going to tune F sharp. And F sharp has to work progressing major thirds and progressing minor thirds. I'm not going to go into the details of how that works, but if they don't progress, it tells me what's wrong everywhere else. It has to work with my C sharp. C sharp has to work with A flat. So I said C sharp and A flat. My bad. C sharp has to work with G sharp. So when I do this, progressing thirds, this fourth has to come out right. If I tune the fourth and these don't come out right, I know something's wrong. I can reevaluate. I tune F sharp, it has to work with the fifth. If it doesn't fall into place, I know I have to reevaluate the C sharp and the G sharp again. All these checks as you go is what I like to do. That's my preference. Then I'm going to tune B. I have a fourth, but the major thirds have to progress. The minor thirds have to progress. This major third, wait, where am I here? That's not tuned yet. Yeah, G to B, let's see. Those have to progress. I guess that's it. And this fourth. Okay, so once I've lost my mind troubleshooting through all of that, then I just have two notes left. Fifth, fourth, major thirds, minor thirds if I feel froggy, fifth, fourth, major thirds, again minor thirds if I feel froggy. I tend not to use minor thirds up this high. I know Rick does up to here. Rick uses minor thirds up to here. And then the last major third has to progress. Oh, and as I'm going along, I forgot. This is a nice little extra. These have to be equal. Those have to be equal, and this we've already established as equal. And then sixths have to progress. So as soon as I'm checking thirds here, I'm also checking sixths. And then here I'm checking thirds, I'm checking sixths. So fifth, fourth, major third, sixth. And then I've got my octave. So listening to this, it's actually not bad. My final evaluation is going to be this. That's not bad. Okay, that held. I was not expecting it to hold overnight. This piano is very unstable. Okay, and I didn't go over my fifths and fourths very good, but I would listen, whoops, sorry, to those. So this is actually pretty good. So this will be good to move out from. Let me check my live stream questions here. Right, yes. Okay, so let's see. Slow. Oh, Peter. Slow was on FA through. Oh. Okay, let me check it. Oh, where am I? Ha! Let's double check it. That's faster. It's faster to me. I agree, it's quite good. Okay. Peter's checking me here. Call me out. If I mess something up, let me know. Because here's another thing. You all might hear this better than I do. If you have trouble, let me go back to my Zoom so I don't deal with my delay. If you have trouble hearing something, record yourself on your phone and go back and listen to it on the phone. Oh my God. It so brings things out. And there's another trick I'm going to share with everybody in a minute for hearing beats. There's an update. Anyway, I'll talk about it in a second. You know what? I'm going to give Dolly an assignment. Dolly, when I'm done with this, if you would remind me to share the app that helps you hear beats. I want to remember to do that. So anyway, let's do this again. That's okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so now I'm going to go to tune E. This isn't going to be far out, but if I need to move it, I can just move it. Let me just check my feed one more time. Okay. Oh, Raya, I forgot. Why do you stop using minor thirds the higher you go? Yes, it's because it gets really fast. So eventually, I stop using them usually here. Usually right about there. But this piano, I can hear them. Holy mackerel. Whoop. It's okay. Holy mackerel, this held. I'm blown away. I didn't expect it to be this good today. Okay, well that's nice. Yeah. If you listen to this isn't overly tuned, but let's listen. Let's see. I can actually hear them on this piano, but on some pianos it's just so fast, it's not worth it. I definitely don't care about them that much after F, because at that point I've got my temperament established. As long as the temperament is good, if you can use them, use them. If you can use them, use them. Going down, I'm going to use them a lot more because, oops, let me move this. It's okay. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, here we go. So I'm going to tune E. Let me get my lever on E. I was thinking I might have to stand up because I hurt my shoulder, but it won't matter because you can't see me. So right now I'm thinking I have to lower E already. Okay. That has some movement in it, although it's probably okay, but that's quieter than the fifth. The fourth should have more motion in it than the fifth, so let's measure these. It's definitely narrow. I have some wiggle room here. Let's measure the fourth. Oh, that's wider than I thought. Okay, so my fourth and fifth are on the acceptable side of pure. Now I'm going to fine tune this with major thirds. I don't really have room to lower that. These thirds are close. Let me check my minor thirds. This matters. Oh my God. See, I can't move that. I can't move it. Even if the fifth and fourth were rough, I would have to change notes in my temperament if I wanted to move that. Sixth. That's slower. That's good. Let me compare the inside major third, outside major sixth. Oh. I think the sixth is faster. So that would tell me I need to raise E. You see? Let me check my chat again. I've experienced that significant... Thank you, Peter. You've experienced what? Tell me what you've experienced. I'll come back and check in a second. So, let's see. Can I... I'm going to leave it. So much for tuning. If I have to, I'll come back and detune something. Let me see how this is. I pre-tuned these, but I didn't think they were that good. I think they moved into place overnight. I think the reverse of what usually... Murphy went away for a little while here. Okay, fifth. That's pretty clean. But that is 2. Let me check major thirds. I'm not even going to measure the 5th and the 4th right now. I'm just going to check my thirds. And if I need to measure the 5th and the 4th, I will. That's slower. I have room to lower this if I need to, but I don't think I need to. Is that speeding up? I might need to lower that. Let's check 6th. There's room to lower it in the 6th as well. So I'm hoping the 5th isn't too pure. If the 5th is pure, I can't lower it. Ha! Listen to that. I can lower it. Ooh. Which partial am I listening to here? There it is. Oh, I can definitely lower that. Let me check my 4th. There's a little room. Okay, so I'm going to lower this. Let's see if I lowered it too much. No, I didn't lower it too much. Let's check my 5th. Did I move it at all? There, now it moved. There we go. Now I know it moved because this major third is almost too fast now. That's definitely slower than it was. This is. So that's okay, so I know I moved it. This piano has a trouble rendering, so sometimes I have to overshoot and then come back. Now let's see. There. Come on. Okay, I think I'm pretty close to where I was. I definitely lowered it. This 4th is pretty wide, but I'm going to leave that there. Oh, 6th. That still slows down. Major third. Oh, I think it's fine. So I lowered it a little bit. D. Let me check my chat. You moved it ever so slightly. Yeah, just a teeny bit. Changing the position of the mic will also change the mic's perception of the beats. Oh, that's a good point. Oh, Peter, now I know what you're talking about. Thank you. You've experienced hearing the beats in person versus what the microphone hears. Yes. When I Zoom with a student, Um, let's see. When I zoom, let me get back to Zoom. Oh, good. I'm glad it sounds good out there. I'm going back to Zoom. Um, when I Zoom with a student, I will hear things they can't hear. And when I Zoom, and they will hear things on my end. Sometimes I'll just flat out ask them, this is what I hear. Wah, 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 wah. Do you hear that same thing? And sometimes they'll hear something and I'll ghost and I'll find what they're hearing. And I'll be like, ah, got it. Thank you. You know, it just depends how tight. My fatigue level totally affects what I hear. So like morning Zoom, 8 a.m. here, I'm pretty comfortable at the piano. If I do this again at 8 p.m., I will not be comfortable. I will not trust my hearing at all. I don't like tuning when I'm tired. I don't do well. Okay, D. I'm going to check major thirds first. That slowed down a good bit. That's faster. No, is it? Not necessarily, but it could come down. I'm pushing these down a little. Let me check my fifth. That sounds pretty good. Oh, I have room to lower D as well. Okay, let me check the fourth. I definitely have room to lower D. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now, this sixth, these are closer than the major thirds. I have more wiggle room in the major thirds, so I'm going to tune this one with sixth because there's less wiggle room, and hopefully I won't overshoot as much. Oops, I overshot. Oh, maybe not. Let's see. Oh, I did. I overshot just a little. Not by a lot. Just let me pull it up just a hair. Oh, too far. So part of me wants to lower this D a little more, but I'm going to stop. Oh, I want to lower that some more. I think that's it. That's about as far as I can push it. Oh yeah, I definitely lowered it. So well, I'm pushing downward right now. If it was, you know, if my major third sped up, I would be bringing it up. But they're not speeding up, and because of the way Rick taught me, I tend to push down because we shoot for as close to a pure 12th temperament as we can get. That's just how he taught me. So that's what I do. I'm coming out back to the chat. Peter says, same as when... Yeah. That's so true. So true. Same as when 3 examiners are standing in different positions and hear things different. We've actually done that in the exam room. So we'll be in an exam and I'll be standing somewhere else and someone will be at the piano and we will trade. So they played some intervals and I'll come to the piano and play the same intervals so they can hear it from where I was standing because it will sound different. The best place to hear is 5 to 6 feet away from the piano, and you can't do that when you're sitting at the piano. So that's kind of funny. I guess I'll just keep tuning until I get to C, unless someone has. I'm not doing much here. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna show everybody something. I can make this more interesting. So I've tuned. What have I tuned? There, right? Have I tuned D? What am I on? I'm on D right now. C sharp. Let me do something with C sharp and C. This will be good. Okay. Let me just see where it is for the moment. Now, mind you, I have sped these up. I've sped these major thirds up coming down, so this one is going to be slower. So let me see, let me check minor thirds. Yeah, I definitely have room to lower that. Let me check fifth, fourth. Ooh. Oh, listen to that. That's definitely closer to pure than some of the others, and I'm referring to my temperament octave here. Okay, I have a lot of room to lower this. So let me mess this one up. I want to show everybody something. Two things. First, major thirds. That's a lot slower. And then minor thirds. Those are almost equal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Here's what I'm going to do. Listen to the difference between this major third and the minor third. So I'm playing D flat F, C sharp E if I want to be specific. Big difference. Okay. Now I'm going to lower this. Minor thirds are narrow, major thirds are wide. That means when I speed up this major third, I'm going to slow down the minor third. See how much slower that is now? I've got the minor third ever so slightly slower than the major third. So let me bring it back up. Oops. So here, the major third must be slower than the minor third. It gives you, there's a point where you can place this to where they're equal beating, and the end result has to be sharper of that point. There's a bottom limit here. Right now they're almost equal. I've got the minor third just a hair sharper. I mean, faster. I hate when my students do that, and here I'm doing it. So I know it has to be above that. Okay. Then sixth. Those are close to equal now too because I flattened this. It's the same principle as the third. So the sixth must stay slower than the minor third. The major third must stay slower than the minor third. It gives you a bottom stopping point, which is kind of nice. Oops. So now the other stopping point is I can lower this. Well, I can raise C sharp to make the major thirds get slower. Right now they're close. And I can raise C sharp to get the sixth to be slower. But there's an upper limit. The minor thirds must not speed up. If I raise this enough, the minor third will get too fast. So it gives you a very narrow spot to place it, which is really, really handy. I think it's a little too flat right now. Let me do. Whoops. There we go. Let's see. So this is a lot better than it was. Those are okay. Now, let me check two more things. Oh. This says I need to raise it, because these should be equal beating. Let me see where this is now. So I've tuned this with fast beating intervals. I'm doing this in reverse order. I'm going to check my fifth. Let's measure it. It's narrow. I want to push that back down again. Okay, so I might need to I might need to leave it. My fourth is pretty wide. My fifth is narrow. I think it's in a good spot. Yeah. I don't like that jump. That's what's bothering me. I want to push this down just a little. Let me see if I can do that. There we go. That's better. I like that a little better. Now, what I haven't done is checked any of these octaves. I haven't gotten to C yet. But let's listen to my octaves. Let's see where I am. I definitely needed to lower these because that's a 4 to 2. We don't want this smaller than a 4 to 2. So next octave. Wow. There we go. I'm narrow of a 6/3. I'm not hearing that real well. Wow. Hold on. There it is. Okay, I'm wide of a 4 to 2. That's good. Where was I? One more octave. That's nice. Okay, so my octaves are good. I can tune C, but same thing, same principles. Let me check the feed. Okay, can you explain again what you were saying about knowing something is equal because it's a 6/3 octave? Yep, I can come back to that. Peter, minute compound errors can create an unsolvable situation further out, but not enough to lose sleep over. I'm glad you said that. So let me come back to all of these. So, yeah. I mean, I can have a beautiful temperament, but if there's a tiny error, it's going to show up as I move out. So the good thing is that you can catch errors as you move out and go back and fix them, which I have done, and it's a pain. And that's the bad thing. It's a pain. So the better you get your temperament, the easier it's going to be to move out. But like Peter said, not enough to lose sleep over. So that's the other thing. So the lower you get in here, can you see where the break is? Yeah, you can see where my break is. So the closer you get to the break, the more inharmonicity shifts you can expect. Those are going to cause you issues as well. So that's why I use all these intervals. There could be an inharmonicity shift, which means not everything's going to work. And I have to pick whichever ones I'm going to make my priority. So like, let's say I came out to this, and let's say this octave came out really yucky after doing all that. That would have me double check this C sharp. It would also have me double check my fifth and fourth and see if there's an inharmonicity shift. If you measure here, that's a narrow fifth. Now let me go here. Oh boy. That's about right. So there might be an inharmonicity shift here. I'm still not familiar with this piano. Let me get some ghosting here. And that's not helping. That one I hear. There it is. It's not the fast one. Okay, so these are almost equal, and this is narrow. Which is as it should be, but this is a bit more narrow than I might expect. So it could just be this piano. There may or may not be a shift there. I'd have to fiddle with it to find out. But you get it balanced nicely, and you move on. Okay, so let's see. I like what Peter said there. Let's see. Rhea. Yeah. So let's go back to my F octave. So measuring an octave, There's a video about that I have that I will put in the description of this after it's on YouTube. So it explains how all this works, which I don't think I'm going to take the time to do right now. I might if people want me to. But this is the measurement for a 42 octave. That means the second coincident partial. So here's F to F. The fourth partial of the lower note. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm off my screen. Hold on. Let me get back to Zoom so I can see. There I am. I'm sure I'm off my screen. I couldn't see it because I wasn't looking. Boop-a-doop-boo. Oh, I'm definitely here now. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 to 2, and then this is the upper note of my octave, 1 to 2. So I'm listening to the coincident partial that falls there. The check note for that is this, because the fifth partial of this falls on that same note. So it creates beats I can hear. If they're equal beating, it's a 42 octave. If they're not equal beating, it's not. This is a little faster. My 10th is a hair faster. That means it's wider than a 42 octave. Now, the same thing applies here. The next coincident partial is there. Oops, it's the C up there. I'm not going to play it. So, and I can use this the same way. If these are equal beating, it's a 6/3 octave, meaning it is equal. It's a unison and a pure tuning, a pure unison at the 6th and 3rd partial. My camera's not very tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3. And this. Whoops, sorry. So 6/3. This is a little bit slower, just a hair. So I'm closer to a 6/3 than a 4 to 2 here, which is normally not what I go for, but it doesn't matter. As long as everything's balanced, it doesn't matter. Anywhere in there is fine. Doesn't matter what the octave is. So this is fine. So I'm narrow of a 6/3, I'm wide of a 4/2. If I was narrow of a 4 to 2 or wider than a 6/3, I would seriously question what I'd done. I would be looking for errors. I would be trying to figure out what I did wrong. Whoops. Let me go back to my chat. Okay, no new questions, no new comments. We have 10 minutes. Clarification. Peter, 3rd, 10th, same. What did I say? Oh gosh, what did I say? I don't know what I said. If I said something wrong, Peter's going to help me out here. Clarification, 310 equal means a pure 4 to 2 octave. Yes, that's what I meant to say. I don't know what I said. If these are equal, it's a pure 4 to 2 octave. That is correct. And if these are equal, it's a 6/3. And if the 6 is slower here, it's less than a 6/3. If the 10th is wider, faster here, jeez, so much for being morning. If the 10th is faster, it's wider than a 4 to 2 octave. Rhea says, can the temperament be in 6/3 and not 4 to 2? Yeah. So I have more videos about that I will add into the description, but absolutely, you do not have to tune a pure 4 to 2 octave. In fact, down here where F is, it's unlikely it will be. It's possible, but don't start out with an octave measurement unless you're willing to be more flexible with it. So if I tune this F, I may move this F later. So if I'm tuning, if I can't get this 6 to be faster and all these other checks to work that I showed, if this 6 can't be faster, I'm going to look at raising that F. 5th, 4th, 5th, 4th. All that has to work. But then the inside stuff has to work too. If I need to widen this octave a little, I'll raise that F. So I don't start out with a pure anything. That's the chances of it being a pure anything is actually unlikely. So if I tune a 5th and a 4th and a 5th and a 4th like this, then and check my octave, it's more likely to be in a better spot where I might not have to move this F. And I still might have to move the F. I don't know. I won't know until, like, if I have all these thirds progressing beautifully and I get here and it's slow, I have to look at both these notes, say, okay, what did I do wrong? And I might have to raise F. I might have to lower C sharp. It depends. If this is too slow and I double check this, and this fifth is pure and this fourth is beating 2 beats a second, I'll know I have to lower that C sharp. But if everything is awesome until here, I need to look at the fifth and fourth again. I need to double check my sixth, make sure it's fast enough. If this slowed down, maybe F fell while I was tuning. Maybe this is now slow when it wasn't. Raise F. Make sure the fifth and fourth are good. I hope that answers your question. I'm going to go back to the chat. So people aren't using the Zoom. Good point about pure anything. Thank you. Thank you, Dolly. I knew I was going to forget. Okay. Everybody has to wait on me for a minute. Actually, let me change my view. So only one person joined Zoom and no one is asking questions about, oh, I meant to pin myself and I didn't. Wait, let me see, hold on a second. YouTube. Okay, so I am full screen. Oh, good. That's all that matters is that I'm full screen. Okay. Everybody give me, it's 8:50. Everybody give me a minute because I saved an email. It's going to be worth it for me to look this up. And I will type it in the chat so everybody can look this up. Bob Scott, Real-Time Specialties, inventor of TuneLab, made this lovely little app. It is called Audio Narrowband Filter. That's what it's called. It says on the app icon, it says bandpass filter, but you can't find it with that, and I always forget what it is. So copy YouTube. Let me get to YouTube here. Where's YouTube? Ah, I lost my live stream. Where's my live stream? Oh no, I lost my live stream. I don't know where it is. Well, I said it. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Okay. Paste. Okay. Audio narrowband filter. So if you look that up, it has helped a few of my students. And I just recommended it to another right now. What it will do, it's a bandpass filter. It will virtually amplify the beat rate you want to hear. And it does that by quieting all the others. It quiets all the partials except the one you want to hear, and so therefore it seems amplified. So the only catch is you have to know where the coincident partial is. So that will be, I will add the link to my playlist. Maybe a link to the video about coincident partials, but there's more than one. So I may add the playlist, and you just look through the playlist until you find the first video on coincident partials, and then watch that, and it'll show you how to find them if you don't know how. I may go ahead and put the videos in the description of this after it's loaded. And I can't put a link to the band filter because you just have to go in. Oh, and it's only Android right now. It's only on Android right now. He told me he's thinking about getting an iPhone version. He's planning on it, but doesn't know when. So I don't know how long it's going to be. So if you don't have an Android phone, maybe you could get an old one or something like that. And you have to use it with headphones, or you get a feedback loop. Joyful Keys, Instrumental and Learning. Hi. Hello. Thanks for coming. Rhea, would it be possible for you to make a video of you showing how to use the app? That's a good idea. Yes, I like that idea. I will do that. I will do that. The catch is you won't be able to hear it in the video. I wonder if there's a way to do that. Because you have to have headphones on. But there's a way I can do it. I'll think about it. I have these little speakers. If I put my microphone right next to my ear, I'll tape one of these to the microphone. But then we'll get a feedback loop. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I will make a video of that. So I think the Zoom is a fail. That's what I'm thinking, because no one has joined Zoom. And Rhea, I appreciate you popping in, but you've really helped me because you're letting me know what people want. Um, Rhea, who has joined Zoom, has still asked questions via the um, YouTube live stream. Okay, questions. After lots of practice, how long should it take to get a good temperament octave? Let me come back to that. Peter Gray, is this filter in TuneLab? It's separate. It's separate from TuneLab, which is kind of nice because you don't have to buy TuneLab to get it. It's cheap. I can't remember how much it is, but it's minimal. It's totally worth it. Absolutely worth getting. I had a student, him and haw about it because they didn't want to spend the money. I'm like, my God, spend a few bucks, do it, get it. It's worth it. It's just worth it. It's not perfect. It's not as loud as one might want, but it does help. So it's separate from TuneLab. Paul, after lots of practice, how long should it take to set a good temperament octave? That's the ultimate question. Depending on who you ask, you will get a different answer. My opinion, it's that if you can, well, I don't know. I'll tell you this. The tuning exam for the PTG gives you 45 minutes to tune the mid-range. The mid-range is from, which is plenty of time, really. The mid-range is from C3 to B4. Don't you love that sound? So they give you 45 minutes to tune that much. When I first took my exam, not only was I nervous, there I am. Let me go back to me here. Not only was I nervous, I was still a newbie. I hadn't tuned that long. I took that whole 45 minutes. I took it all. So this brings me to my next point. I'm a slow tuner. If I can get the piano done, the whole piano done in 90 minutes, I think I've done awesome. I will still take 2 hours to tune a whole piano sometimes. And people will say, oh my God, that's too long. Oh, well, that's how long it takes me. I'm picky. I'm a little obsessive. I spend too much time on things. I don't see why people poo-poo that. You should get better. You should learn to tune faster. Faster is not necessarily better, especially for me. It's just not. If I want to do a really good job, I'm going to take 2 hours. Sorry. And if somebody else doesn't like that, that's their problem. If someone takes 3 hours and that's how long it takes them, that's how long it takes them. I had a mentor who could orally tune a piano in an hour. And I can't do that, but he could do it. And it was good. It was good. And he was a good tuner. He didn't rush to do that. If he rushed, if it didn't need a pitch raise and he rushed, he could do it in 45 minutes, but there might be, it might not be perfect. But he could do, and if it needed a pitch raise, hour and 15 minutes, he was done and it was good. I can't do that. We're all different. So I don't know. One of my mentors can tune a piano. One of my mentors takes 3 hours to tune a piano. That's just how long he takes. But he does more than tune. He's obsessive, like more than me. I'm trying to think of how long it takes to set the temperament. I don't know. Less than a half hour, preferably, would be ideal. I know people who can do it in 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes and they're done. My mentor who tunes fast can do it in 10 minutes. My mentor who tunes slow he could still do it in 10 minutes if he wanted to. So I just don't know. Dolly, I think it was $6. Thank you. $6. $6 when practicing tuning by ear, C3 up to E3. And did you finish asking the question? When practicing tuning by ear, C3 up to E3 and finish your question and I'll try to answer it. I think Peter Gray, knowing how to find the shared partials is the key to your fast progress. I didn't realize that when I first started tuning. I didn't realize how important that was. I should do a video on why that's important. Peter says David Anderson took 2 hours always. Oh, thank you. I feel so much better because I get criticized for taking too long. I've taken 3 hours. My first piano. I will admit this publicly. My first piano, 6 hours. 6 hours, because, oh my God. I was dying. I was absolutely dying. Okay, let's see. Back to the chat. Peter Gray, my goal is 3 to 5 minutes for the temperament. Thank you, Peter. That helps answer the question. So, Peter sets a temperament in 3 to 5 minutes. I can't do that. But there you go. That may answer a question for people. What is the range of the temperament? Oh, well, yeah, usually it's an octave. Usually it's an octave. So a temperament, F to F, A to A, they'll talk about that. On the exam, when you have to declare your temperament octave, you say what octave it is. I have two students who are tuning an F3 to A4 temperament. So it's an octave in a major third. So for their exam, when they have to declare their temperament octave, they can just pick whichever octave they think is the best octave and declare that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what octave it is, as long as you declare a temperament octave as you feel that's your best octave. So let's see. David was a fantastic tuner. I met him once, but I didn't get to experience him, unfortunately. Peter Gray, goal. Oh, goal of 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, that's cool. My goal is 10 minutes. I'm just slow. I haven't been an oral tuner for that long. I have a deep understanding of it, which is why I do this, which is why I teach. But I am far from like the best oral tuner out there. No way. I just understand it a lot and I can teach it. That's my gift. My gift is not actually doing perfect tunings, unfortunately. But I may get there. But I'm getting better. But I haven't been an oral tuner for that long, and so I'm still kind of a baby. I just have the vocabulary and the understanding of how all the partials work to be able to communicate things, which is nice. So that's what I do. But I don't claim to be an expert tuner. I just claim to be a good teacher, which I hope I am. All right, I think we've gotten everything except one question, which I didn't understand. Joyful keys, instrumental, and learning. When practicing tuning by ear, C3 up to E3, and I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. But I'm out of time. So if you want to email me questions, you can do that at maggie@thebutlerschool.org. So if you have a question, just email me. And I will try to put all the links I mentioned in the description of this. And thank you all for your patience and for joining in. Let me check one more thing before I go. How many people are here? 8. 8 people. Thank you for coming. I appreciate that. It makes me happy. It's a social hour and an educational hour and a friendship hour. And I like how people contribute. Thank you, Peter, for contributing. It helps me a lot to know that someone can hear and give me feedback. And I appreciate everyone letting me experiment with Zoom. I now know this is not the way to go. So that's helpful. All right. You all have a good day. I am going to sign off. And as you know, perfection isn't necessary. Close enough is a learned skill. Yeah, I'm still learning. Those of us who know her know the score of her talent. Thank you, Dolly. It's really just teaching. My talent is teaching, and I appreciate that very much. Paul, thanks. I can take from 1 hour to 2.5 to tune the whole, depending on the instrument. There is such variety out there. Yes, thank you, Paul. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. People always say, you have to tune in 1 hour and 15 minutes at the most. I'm like, no, you don't. Peter, thank you. You're welcome. And thank you. And have a good day.